Hello and welcome to Natilik Live. My name is Rory Tempest and I'm here today to talk around the world of security, and in particular we're going to be talking around policy and access today. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Mike Guy from our security team here at Natilik. Mike, your first time on Natilik Live, welcome.
It is, thank you.
So we're talking about policy and access. We're going to talk today about a Cisco product called Identity Service Engine, Cisco ISE, as it's known. Let's start off by sort of giving a bit of a description. What is ISE? What do we do?
So ISE, at its most basic, is a network access control solution. So what it allows you to do is centralize and streamline your authentication, authorization, and accounting of wired, wireless, and VPN networks. So what does that mean in plain English? Well, it's all about kind of making sure the right users with the right devices in the right locations at the right time get the right level of access they need. It also allows you to kind of consolidate the device administration as well. So rather than having local admin accounts across all your switches and your wireless and your VPNs, you can put them all through this single pane of glass and kind of get that nice consolidated approach.
Perfect. So you talked about controlling access to network and controlling devices that are connecting to networks. Yeah. Might be a stupid question, but why is that important?
Yeah, no, it's not a stupid question at all. So most networks out of the box, most switches that you buy are not going to be controlling who or what can connect. So you build your network with all your nice fancy switches, but if an attacker walks into your office and plugs in, they've probably got carte blanche access to the rest of the network. So that's not the only attack that you need to think about. There's less malicious things going on. So for example, users bringing in infected PCs or laptops from home, or perhaps someone connecting an unsecured wireless access point to your network and broadcasting your LAN to the streets outside. Internet of Things devices, IoT devices, is another common one. So they are typically not great from a security point of view. And obviously if people start plugging in internet-connected kettles and things like that into your network that have got rubbish security, you're potentially going to be obviously providing backdoors to attackers into your network, but also maybe using your own network to attack other networks as well. So yeah, lots of reasons really.
And I guess policy and access and controlling that is sort of the main feature, it sounds like, of the product. But is there what other features that are there in addition to that?
Lots. So there'll be too many to talk about today, but some of the key things our clients look to use it for is the visibility. So obviously by being the heart of the network and seeing everything that's connected, you can see who is connected to what device, where they're connected, how long they've been connected, and sort of security information around their sessions. Segmentation is another key one, so tying back with that sort of open access control, lots of networks typically don't have great segmentation. So a PC in one location can probably access a PC in another location. So ISE can help you define that segmentation policy and push it out to your network, which obviously improves your security. And yeah, there's many more. So automation, being able to respond to threats quickly and automatically, guest access, there's loads of different things that ISE can do.
Sounds good.
It's good.
Like you say, probably too many to talk about today. But if we were to take that and say, let's give a real-world example then. So for the viewers on today, are there any real-world examples you'd look at and say, if ISE had have been, retrospectively we can now say that, right? But if ISE had been in play, anything you could think of in terms of real-world examples that it would have benefited from?
Lots. If we pick one in particular, so if you cast your minds back to early 2017, there was a large outbreak of two strains of ransomware known as WannaCry and NotPetya. It hit several organizations particularly hard. I won't name who they are, but I'm sure you've probably seen it, and if not, Google searches will show you. But yeah, I mean, for certain companies, this malware absolutely ripped through their network and just completely rendered their PCs and servers unusable. You read some reports of people literally running down corridors, screaming at people to unplug everything from the network because it was that bad. So ISE could have helped, I suppose, from a couple of points. Is first of all, had the network been segmented in the first place, that day zero compromise may not have spread to other devices because it couldn't talk to them. And the second aspect is rapid threat containment. So when another security solution says, well, hang on, that looks to be infected, or you decide it's infected, you could have a big red button that you could push in ISE to automatically lock down either the device or, in an emergency, I guess, the entire network. So yeah.
No running down corridors.
Yeah, exactly. No running.
Okay. And I guess of those organisations affected, by WannaCry and Petya and things, obviously the big ones that hit the press are the larger organisations. But we're also seeing, I guess, security threats now happening to businesses of all shapes and sizes. But if we talk about scale in particular, because I know one of the conversations that comes up quite a lot with our viewers on Natilik Live is this idea of how do we scale solutions, especially globally. How does ISE work in that capacity?
Yeah, so ISE, in pretty much everything it does, to be honest, is really flexible, but certainly from a scalability point of view, you can go from a simple 1 or 2 node ISE deployment through to a full-on 54 node deployment across a global organization. So the great thing about ISE is that you don't have to have the final sort of end solution in place from the beginning. You can start small, and then as your organization grows, you can quickly and easily grow ISE with it. So once you've got those initial policies defined, bringing up a new location could be a matter of hours. It's nice and quick and simple. It talks back to the central sort of administration point and pulls all its configuration from there. But yeah, I mean, it's up to sort of 500,000 concurrent connections that it can support. So it's by no means not able to support big organizations, and certainly Cisco themselves use it in-house. So it's, yeah, the proof is in the pudding, as it were.
Scalable then. And one final one for me, because I think it's always interesting. Viewers that are listening to this today, obviously policy and access, a big area of security people are all concerned about and looking to look at solutions that can aid with that. In your opinion or experience, what would you say the best thing to do is to when you're looking at that journey on policy and access, looking at that sort of security element, what would you say were the best things to do in terms of starting out on that journey?
Yeah, so certainly the approach we take within Natilik from our professional services team is start thinking about what it is you want to achieve with ISE. So obviously you might want to restrict what can connect to network, in which case you're probably going to go down one path, or perhaps you need to consider sort of who's connecting as well. So that will kind of help to determine what your policies are going to look like. The other aspect is going to be sort of, if you haven't already, trying to take stock of the devices you've got in the network. That ultimately is going to have an influence in how those policies look, how the ultimate solution's configured. I guarantee you, though, once you start deploying ISE, there will be devices on your network you didn't know you had. I've not done a single ISE deployment where that hasn't happened. And then, yeah, I mean, typically within Natilik, what we like to start by doing is a proof of concept or a proof of value deployment with clients, just so that they can see the solution working. They can see how it's going to look when it goes into the organization. They can see that it's simple to sort of get deployed, get running, and kind of prove to their sort of management that this is a solution that's going to help us, is going to provide us those sort of levels of visibility and give us what we need.
Fantastic. Mike, been a fascinating topic. Great to have you on for the first time. I'm sure we'll have you back.
Yeah.
I know you're an active blogger as well, so I guess the audience out there looking out for your blog post that you put through, and we'd love to have you back on soon talking about it. And I guess as Mike's just mentioned there, so the idea around the proof of values, if you keep an eye out at the end of this stream, you'll see a link come up for a proof of value ISE deployment that we're looking at with our clients at the moment. So if you'd like to be interested in talking to Mike and the team, or potentially looking at the proof of value, then register your details at the end of this stream, and one of the team will be in touch. But it's been a really useful discussion, fascinating as always, Mike, and we hope to have you back on soon, and likewise, you guys as viewers as well. Thank you.